Are There we go. All right. Well, hello and welcome everybody. It's Matt here. If you've been here before, welcome back. If not, thanks for joining. So this is Matt's Quail Shack chat, and as you'll notice, we're not in the Quail Shack today. That's for a couple reasons. There are a lot of flies out there right now, and so I need to get that under control. As well as some of the things I want to be showing today, I need to be inside for. So welcome to my chat here where we come together for some fellowship, celebrations, Skillshare, DIYs, garden and animal going-ons, and just some general chat. So welcome. Let's see. Got a couple people in here. Hey guys, thanks for joining. I really appreciate the support. That means a lot. And so let's see. We've had a lot going on this week. As far as an update on the Quail Shack, I haven't gotten the roof or anything else done on it. It's been a busy week. My kids have started school this week, so I have my oldest began high school, and my youngest is in 4th grade, so that's been a lot of work. Hey, Hermit's Reflections, it's good to see you there. And anyway, so we've had a lot going on getting them started with school and whatnot. We've been doing some canning today, so my wife's been making a lot of salsa and some other things, so we did some wet bath canning and some dehydrating. So we got some of that done today. And sorry, I got my computer on here so I can read the chat and things like that, so you'll see that there a little bit too. But we've had some of that going on. It's just been a really busy week, and so I hope everyone else has had a good week, a productive week, or a restful week, whichever you needed. I hope you've gotten some of that. So you guys are saying hi to each other. Thank you very much, and thank you CDB for being here, being a moderator again. And so I'm wearing my new shirt. I don't know, you may have seen in the community post. So it says, gardening, it tastes better than starvation. And it's a shirt there from Papa Pepper. I do a couple channel shout outs, or would like to, during my streams. I usually shout out Papa Pepper just because I do really agree with the things he's doing and the way he approaches it. His videos and stuff are about so much more than just homesteading or fishing or whatnot. So I encourage everyone to check that out. And so I like to support people like that and his family, so I went ahead and picked up his shirt. I needed some clothing. It's good to support them. I trust the stuff that he puts out. This is a high quality. He definitely tells you, thanks, great shirt. Thank you. I love it. Actually, it's high quality. It feels really good. I put in my community chat a link there, I guess, to his channel where he talks about this shirt. And I do suggest you watch that. It's about a whole lot more than shirts. It's worth a good watch. So you head over to my community tab when you get some time and check out Papa Pepper's video there. But anyways, I picked up this shirt to help support him. Also, that leads me to the second channel I'm going to shout out, and that's Sanctified Supply Company. And they're actually the ones that made this shirt. So it's Jerry and Lucia, I believe, over there. And so check out Sanctified Supply Company if you're needing some things. I really think in that Papa Pepper video, again, they explain a little bit of their mission and why they're doing what they do. And I do fully agree with what they're doing, and so I want to support them as well. And so this shirt came through them. So supporting Sanctified Supply Company. And then the third channel I'm going to shout out this week actually is one that Sanctified Supply Company supports as well, and that is Grindstone Ministries, or Caleb's House, and so that's over at Bear Independent. So check out his channel if you haven't. That's the one I want to shout out. More specifically though, because he operates Grindstone Ministries, which goes and helps people in need. I know they were in with some of the weather and things like that that's been going on, helping bail out some people and show some of God's love there. And a subsidiary of that is Caleb's House, and I wanted to get to that and talk about that just for a quick second. And this is because it's actually something I've been praying about a lot lately, and I think I want to start giving to a little bit. And so he has a ministry called Caleb's House, and that takes some children who have been really severely abused and and sold and things like that, and some really bad things, and they help to rehabilitate and teach them Yah's ways. And I really think this is somewhere I want to support, and so I encourage everyone to check that out. But that's for my 3 channel shout outs that I'm going to do this week. That brings me to a couple things here. Hello, let's see if I've missed anyone. I guess there's 7 of you guys in here right now, so hello to everyone that's in here. I appreciate you guys showing up to take a watch. There were a couple things in the thumbnail video, and I put those in there for a reason. I had put out a video that actually got a couple thousand views. I thought was pretty cool, on a shellless quail egg. So if you guys saw that one, it was kind of neat. It was really jiggly and gelatiny. I've had that happen a couple times with the quail and the chicken, so I just thought maybe I would mention that. And so that can happen for several reasons. Either they're very young birds, it can happen. If they're really stressed out, it can happen, or if their calcium is low. And so in this case, I think probably their calcium was a little bit low. And so, you know, I'm going to throw out another channel shout out, but over at Ultimate Survivor, anyway, sorry, I totally just spaced the name of his channel. Anyways, so he over there had said to give some more layer feed to my chicken, or to my quail, to prevent that, because it has more calcium in it. And so that's something I've done. I've increased that. Another thing I normally do that I've been lax on a little bit, and is probably what they were missing, is I give the chicken eggshells and the quail eggshells, I'll wash those out, heat them in the oven to about 225 degrees for a couple hours, and then I throw them here in my mortar there and crush them up really good. I also use just poultry grit or oyster shell, or this is the grit, I grabbed the wrong bag. But I'll grab oyster shell and crush that up. Poultry that, you know, it's laying eggs, it does need a lot of calcium, and so sometimes you'll get those shellless eggs like that if they're not getting enough calcium. Especially when we're pumping them, you know, we're giving them plenty of light in the right conditions. We're not allowing them to be broody and whatnot. That, you know, we're trying to get maximum egg production. They're going to need a lot of calcium. So that was something that I've been missing a little bit in my birds. Solo can't have them. No, he loves them. He steals them. He wants them. Was he hopping up there? Anyways, yep, he loves those eggshells. So they need calcium. I guess I grabbed the wrong bag, but I'll go ahead and say they also need birds that have a gizzard, which are the ones I eat, choose to eat. They need grit as well. And so my quail get this in the form of their sand baths that I give them. They'll eat some of that grit, so let's chase them some flies. And then the chickens I give grit as well. For the smaller chickens, I do crush some of it up in my mortar and pestle here as well, just to give them a little bit. So that was the first thing I had in the video there. And so, hey, good. Good to see everyone in there. All right. And so the second thing I had in that picture was onion seeds. And this is because I am in zone 7A here, and where I live, and we're going to try doing a fall garden this year. So it's something I haven't really done before. We've done our spring planting, both indoor and then outdoor sow, and got that going really well. This year we progressed to planting a few things throughout summer as well, and had some success with that. And then we're going to actually attempt a fall garden this year. So a few things we're going to do in that is onions. We're also going to do some garlic, which I haven't gotten in yet. And then we're going to do some winter wheat. And also we're also going to put in some more lettuces, radishes, turnips, broccoli, and a few of those things as well. I'm going to be putting in wheat, which is, well, anyways, so the onion and garlic I'm going to be building some beds for here in this next week, and hopefully I can get those videos out. I haven't been so good about getting videos out just with how busy it is. I really don't know how some of these creators can keep up with life and work and everything, but I'm going to get those videos out as soon as possible. Anyways, and so I'm going to do a video on building a couple of the beds for onions, garlic, and winter wheat. Those 3 specifically I talk about because those are ones that I'm going to overwinter. And so I'm going to start them in the late fall, in about a month here. So that gives me some time to build the beds. And then I'm going to be planting different varieties, all different varieties of the onions, of the big bulbing ones. I'm going to be planting my garlic, and I'll show that on the next live stream when that comes in. and then the winter wheat. And so that's going to begin to grow and take root a little bit, and then I'm going to cover it all over with straw really good and let it overwinter. And then in the spring, when that comes up, it'll be time to harvest. So onions is one of those that we're going to get going for the fall. And that's going to bring me to really, I went ahead and titled this video Wheat Berries. And so that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit. I don't know, does anyone know what wheat berries are? I don't know if anyone has ever seen them really or knows what they are. Doesn't look like so much, but all right. Well, if you don't know what wheat berries are, you've never seen wheat berries, I'm going to explain them a little bit. This is wheat berries. These in particular are the hard red winter wheat berries. There's also soft white wheat berries and a few others, and those are going to give you different weights and different kinds of flour. That's also going to matter as to when you grow them. Now I'm going to be growing the winter wheat, and I decided to go with the red here. And so the reason I have them is wheat berries are essentially, it's the seed, the part of the wheat that comes off when they separate that. You don't know? Okay, well, that's the part that comes off when you separate the chaff from the seed, that you get a wheat berry. And I'll show you what they look like. Let me see here. And I guess there's a little bit of delay on that camera. But let's see. So these are wheat berries. They just kind of look like little seeds. And this is what, if you want wheat, they'll grind this to make the wheat into a powder. You can also add hot water and make a wheat berries, kind of like a rolled oats or an oatmeal almost. There's a lot of different things you can do with this. The reason I have these and not flour here is there's a couple reasons. Winter wheat or wheat berries can be stored extremely well. You can vacuum seal them in Mylar. Let me grab something here. And I'm sorry, you can vacuum seal them in a vacuum seal bag, or you can Mylar them with an oxygen absorber. So that's what I have here. You can just keep them in a jar like this as long as you keep them dry. Wheat berries will store for years and years and theoretically indefinitely. I mean, they'll probably outlast me under the right conditions as long as there's no moisture in there and you're kind of keeping it away from light to break down the nutrients and keeping it where pests can't get to it. So in like a jar like this, I also have 5-gallon buckets. But these wheat berries I can store really well. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to store flour, but that does go rancid pretty quickly actually. And I have my coffee here, so you'll have to excuse me today, but I just drink Folgers Crystals. I know it's cheap and people clown on it, but that's easy to store as well, and it's actually a taste I enjoy. So feel free to clown on me for my flavor crystals. Oh, did someone else pop in there? I see J. Mary Laststone. Hello, welcome, welcome. You can only stay a few minutes. Hey, that's okay. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Say hello real quick. It's good to see you in here. And hit the thumbs up on your way out. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see, everyone's saying hi. That's awesome. And Spice of Life family is in here. You should check out that channel. And actually, I didn't get it this week. I'll have to get it for everyone next week. So my wife runs and I'm horrible with social media and computers. If you watched, I talk about that, and you probably know that. But my wife does Instagram and I always want to say Twitter. It's not Twitter. Instagram and TikTok. She has an Instagram and a TikTok that do really well of our garden and some of our going around. So she just said TikTok. Yeah. Hey, Deb. So that first time watching subscriber. Thanks for watching my channel, Deborah Farrar. That's my aunt. So I got some family in here right now, and that's awesome. Hey guys, it's good to see you. Really appreciate you stopping in. I do. And see, I lost my train of thought a little bit there. Renegade Black Sheep Homestead. Hey, good to see you. That's awesome. Hey, couple people in. So awesome. So, anyways, I was talking about the before I got distracted with my coffee in the chat there. I was talking about the wheat berries and how they are, how well they store You're not going to get the bugs and rancidness like you will flour, so it's great for storage. It's also multi-purpose. You can cook it like this. I can grind it into a flour like I'm going to demonstrate here in a bit. What I'm going to do, I can also take these wheat berries just like this, and I can go throw those in the ground and plant them, and they will sprout up. So this is actually my seed that I'm going to plant the winter wheat this year. And I'm going to be growing wheat for a couple reasons. Now, I'm on a urban homestead, a very small amount of land, and I have no illusions that I'm on a homestead and can produce a ton, but I am going to learn skills, and I am going to do that by practicing them on the bit of land that we are here to be stewards of, and so I am grateful for that. And so part of that is I'm going to grow an 8x8 square of my wheat. That's going to grow on the same plot that I had the corn. Now I was going to do a second growing of corn this year. I really needed to get that in about 2 to 3 weeks ago in order to have it done in time to harvest and then plant the wheat. So I am off on that a little bit. But what I'm going to do is, hey Papa Pepper, good to see you. That's awesome. I'm thankful you're in here. Thanks for stopping in. Anyways, and so I got your shirt on. I don't know if you saw it, that we talked about that at the beginning of the video a little bit, but quality's great. I've washed it. I've been wearing it around. It's a little wrinkled just because I cleaned it for the show. But anyway, so I'm going to plant a 8x8 square winter wheat where that corn was in about a month, and I'm going to do that so I can learn. I've never grown wheat before. I need to be practicing skills now, so that way when I am blessed with some land, however that may come, I will be ready for it, and I'll be that much more ahead to operate and do things there. And so, who this? So, anyways, and so I'm going to be growing wheat, and that is one thing that we're excited for this year. I kind of have to go on a little tangent, I kind of have a goal. And it seems like a silly goal, but this goal is to get me to learn certain things and to hopefully a certain level of self-sufficiency. And that is, I want to create a sandwich. I want a sandwich with cheese and mustard and mayonnaise, big bread with meat that's produced by me and vegetables in it. And I want absolutely everything in that sandwich to be produced on, maybe not here, but on our land. And by our hard work. And so obviously there are some things I'm not going to be able to do. Oh yeah, I'll keep updated. I'm going to be putting out more videos more regularly as I see a little interest that really does encourage me. So it's good to see everyone here. It really encourages me to get going. Oh, something else. I'm sorry I'm going on so many tangents before we get to making the flour. If that's all you want to see, you'll have to watch the recap probably. But something I wanted to mention from Papa Pepper's forgot you're located in AR. Weevils are bad. Oh, I'm not sure if you're talking to me. I'm actually in New Mexico, close to Arizona. But so something Papa Pepper actually had in one of his latest videos. He was talking about revenue streams and stuff like that. So before I get to my goal on that sandwich, we'll set that aside for a sec. I have a bigger goal, and that is to, as I say a lot, come out of her, my people. I want to leave the system as much as possible, and part of that is going to be leaving my hourly job, my going to work and clocking in and punching in, and I want to get away from that. And so part of that is going to be expanding different revenue streams in different areas. So I actually have a couple things going on, celebrations I'd like to share. I've been able to sell almost about 10 dozen quail eggs now. We sold a couple dozen chicken eggs. I plan on expanding my Etsy shop to dog and cat treats as well as feathers, eggshells, checking out Verna and her channel over there. My voice is a little hoarse, excuse me. She's selling a lot of other quail products like that, as well as this quail cage I'm making. I've been developing a really simply, easy to put all-in-one quail cage that someone could buy and set up quickly, fairly cheaply. I've been building it to certain specifications based on the other quail cages I built and bought. And I think it's going to be awesome, and I can put a really good price point on it. And so I'm going to be selling that. I've actually started writing a book, too. And I don't want to get into what it's about quite yet. Really excited about that. And so I want to put out my book, and so stay tuned. There'll be more to come on that. And so I really want to expand revenue stream. We were wanting to do farmers market. If we do that, it'll have to be just on Sunday, probably for another video, but I don't buy or sell on Saturday on the Sabbath, and so I kind of have to alter the way I do things around that a little bit as well. Well worth it, but that's another video. And so I'm doing a lot of different things, so stay tuned for the book. I plan on making my own shirt. That one's not for revenue, more so just so I like a grafted branch homestead shirt. And so that one's coming down the pike, probably in about a month here too. And when it does, let's see, Matt is in New Mexico. Okay, yep, I'm here. The weevils, yeah, we get them, and you get them in parrot food too. I do, and so I'm going to do a video on how to keep those out too using diatomaceous earth at another time. But that's for another video. And so anyways, when I get those shirts out, and the book will take longer, but when the shirts come out, I'm going to be giving a whole bunch of those away. I hope to do it probably about 2 months realistic, 2 to 3 months realistically, right in time for harvest. So what I'm going to do is take a grafted branch homestead shirt that I produce and do a couple seed packets from some seeds we've saved here, and I want to do the snake gourd seeds that I originally got from Papa Pepper, but grow great out here in the desert. So I'm going to include some of those, include some of the cayenne peppers that have been going great out here. I'm probably also going to include some of my chickpeas. Chickpeas are high in protein and really easy to grow, and I think something overlooked. So I'm going to include those 3 packets and that shirt, and I'm going to be giving away some of those. I'd like to give away probably 5 to 10 sets of those. So that's a video you'll have to stay tuned for as well. Let's see. Keep everything in jars. Yeah, big plastic containers. Diatomaceous earth helps. New Mexico is weevils too. Either freeze first. Yeah, okay, so freezing first. That's something to talk about. So rice, the beans, I haven't done it with flour or the wheat berries, but you probably could. It's good to throw them in the freezer for a couple days first. That will kill anything that maybe have eggs in there or whatnot. And you pull it out. You do want to make sure it thaws and dries all the way before you store it. Otherwise, you'll have mold problems. One of these streams will have to do a vacuum sealing, mylar bagging, 5-gallon bucketing, drying and dehydrating video. Hopefully someday maybe a freeze drying video, but we'll have to put that out. Bay leaves, hey, awesome. Yeah, no, good. That is good. So you do freeze the flour for about a week. See, J. Mary Lastone, I'm going to get StreamYard. I'm going to have someone show me how to figure that out, and where I could pull your comments up. I'll do that soon. But for now, says she does freeze the flour. I was a little worried about that because of the moisture content, but okay. And bay leaves, yeah. Bay leaves are good. I use peppermint to keep bugs away. Let's see, what else? Vanilla air fresheners will keep flies away. There's a lot of different things like that you can use. Okay, I'm getting way off topic here. Winter wheat berries. So we can store them well. They store forever. I'm going to plant them and grow them. We can make them into different types of food. What I want to show here today, and I haven't done it yet, this is a hand crank grain mill. So this isn't one of the real expensive ones. You can get the, I think they're called Wonder Mill. You can get all kinds of different ones that can get well into $300, $400, $500. I definitely see value in that if you are a larger, not an urban homestead, and you're going to be doing the... We are an urban homestead, so you may hear some things that sounded like some gunshots outside or something. Give me just a moment here. Albuquerque's not necessarily the best area. I do hope to get out someday. Anyways, with that said, you can get really expensive mills. Yeah, and practical if electricity goes out. So that was the next thing I was going to say, is you can get the really handy electric ones. This one in particular, you can also buy a electric motor that goes on the back, I believe for about $80, and plug that in. And I'd be able to plug it into one of my power supplies or electric generators. So it's right here actually. And so that's the one I'm going to get eventually. But for now, first I wanted one I can do by hand. And that is in case we lose power or something like that. Oh, I want to catch this comment. Let's see. By Renegade Black Sheep Homestead. When freezing flour and etc., let it come to room temperature to make sure there's no moisture. And you can add an O2 absorber. Yeah, great advice. Great advice. Okay. That's awesome. I was really wondering on that. My paprika got buggy. LOL. Hot kinda too. Surprised me. Okay. Surprised you. Yeah, mine did too. So actually probably half to 3/4 of my garden comes from Papa Pepper's seeds. Originally, that was the area of the country I want to move to. I still feel called that way, but if my wife is on here, we don't know where we're going to end up. New Mexico is great too. I most certainly want to get out of Albuquerque. That's really one of my biggest stipulations, and out of the city. But wherever we end up, there's some shystiness going out there. I need to get out of the city. Anyways, and so wherever we end up, I want to make sure that I can operate in those climates. And so something that's been happening in New Mexico here, as I know most of the world, is the climate's been a little wonky lately. We've had a lot of rain and then really hot, really dry, really moist. It's been cooler and kind of all over the place. And so I really want to know how to operate, how to grow things and build things and do all this in different climates. And so I was looking at that climate down there, and so I got a lot of the seeds that worked for him and grew them up here. And what I'm trying to do is climate, I think I said that. Climate? No. Acclimate. I want to acclimate my plants to doing better in the desert, to being a little more drought tolerant as well. And so the plants that survive, I'm going to take those seeds of the really strong ones and seed save and try and breed those for my area out here. And be familiar with those plants. And so, anyways, let's get onto our grinding video. So I got this grain mill. They are going up in price, and last I looked, it was really hard to even find some of these mills. And they've just been really inflating, but I got this, and so I'm going to open it up. I've only opened it once, and that was to make sure it would snap to this table so I could do this video. But we'll go ahead and open this up. And so let's see, first we got our hopper, it looks like. Here we go. And we'll check out the comments here a little bit. Let's see. I didn't know beetles liked hot things. I'm going to shut this window and grab something. I'll be right back. Might get a little hot, but there's some weirdness going on out there. I will be right back here. Okay, we got the window shut. Sorry about that. All right, and so we got our mill out. Hopefully it's just fireworks. It could be. We'll say that. The world's losing its mind. Okay, so we got our grain mill here, and it's going to come with this solid piece. This is heavy duty. I do like this. I don't know if you can see. Let's see in it there. And I'll wait for that video to catch up. Being off-grid, hand-powered tools are very important. That is the goal. That is the goal. We left Albuquerque 9 years ago. But crime is crazy out here in the middle of nowhere too. Yeah, crime's bad. I know it's getting bad everywhere, and it's something I'm not going to be able to escape. I know that, and so really, what that breaks down to at the ultimate level is just making sure that I'm spiritually prepared and whatnot, and taking the right steps to protect my family. So that's sad to hear it's out in the middle of nowhere too, but I definitely know it's here in Albuquerque. Anyways, I don't want to talk about that too much. I don't like that so much, but I do appreciate the comments. And so I'm going to get onto this, and we got the window shut, so I'm just going to forget about that right now. And so we got our grain mill here. It is heavy duty there. We can show that a little more. Okay, and so it has this clamp on the bottom. And so this is going to need to clamp onto a table or surface there. So let me open this up. There we go. Looks like we still got 5 people in here. Hey, thanks guys that are hanging in. Appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to clamp this down into the end of the table. There we go. Alright, looks like that can be seen all right there. Next we have our handle. And so this is going to go in just like that. There we go, and I can feel it turning. Now I know this knob here has a coarseness, this way to go coarser, this way to go finer. We're just going to leave it in the middle there where it's at. We'll put the hopper on. There we go. Let's see, we got a comment here about where are you now? Not your address, just general area. Oh, okay. We're just on the outskirts. I don't hide that we're in Albuquerque. I maybe should, but I do talk about that a lot. I'm not going to give exactly where I am, but we're on the outskirts of Albuquerque, so we are. We're not right in town. We are on the outskirts on the western end, but so I just like to keep I've laminated the off the bag the nutrient facts, and then it has basic cooking instructions to make boiled wheat berries, I guess, and a couple other little things. So I just keep that on there. Now the wheat berries, I know they can be hard to find. You can get them, I want to grow them of course, but you can get them from Azure Standards and places like that. I have a bag come in every month. I've been doing that for about a year now. I just kind of got an idea that maybe I should keep them, and so that's what I've been doing. Let's see. Renegades in New Mexico, I believe as well, they said that. I hope I'm not giving anyone away for anything. And you've been here. Yeah, it's a great place to visit, and I love New Mexico. I do. I tell my wife this. So crime in Albuquerque is bad. That is anywhere. I'll just mention this before I go on because I brought that up. Anyways, and so it is bad everywhere. It is bad here in the city. There's a lot of aspects of the city itself I don't like. But again, that brings me just to my first point, in that we are trying to remove ourselves from the system a little bit. We would like some land where we can have more animals and hopefully push to go as off-grid as possible, and those are our ultimate goals. And so whether we end up in New Mexico, which is absolutely beautiful, if you haven't visited, I do encourage it. New Mexico is gorgeous and does have some really good benefits. We actually went camping in the Manzano Mountains, was it the week before last, and absolutely fell in love with it up there. And so there are some beautiful areas due south of Albuquerque. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's actually, we've been looking at some possible areas around Albuquerque. We are here where we are at, definitely for a little while though, and we are extremely blessed where we are at. I don't want anyone to get the idea that I'm just trying to get out. We just want to move up to bigger and better things, and we need more land, unfortunately, to do that. We live in an absolutely beautiful home on a good amount of land where I can practice the skills I do. I have a family that wants to jump in and help out, and a wife who goes above and beyond to do things here. And so I'm very appreciative for what I have, and I don't want anyone to think that I am not. And so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take some of these wheat berries here. My hands are clean. And I'm going to put them in the hopper. Try not to throw them everywhere. Let's see. Manzanos are beautiful, yep. Where I live, the city, you can have any animal but pigs. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we probably could have more animals out here. I'm not going to do roosters just because I don't want the neighbors to really hate me. We do have a major street not too far from us too, and so some of that might be a problem. I think we've probably pushed to the max the animals we can do on this land, so with the quail and chicken. As soon as we do get more in years to come here, once timing's right and things, we do want to do some other animals for sure. Oh, before I go on grinding this, I apologize. I got way off. I was talking about my sandwich dream. So I have to say this before we grind the flour. And this is that part why I'm doing this. So I want to build a sandwich that comes all from here, all the ingredients. Now some things I cannot do all from here, or I haven't figured out yet. Mainly things like salt and stuff like that. That I am going to have to stock and stack. So salt I'm probably not going to be able to do. Things I can do when I am on a different piece of land is going to be the cheese, the butter, and stuff like that. What I can do here is I'm going to make a basic sandwich from stuff I produced here, our family produced here. And it's going to be a very basic sandwich. And then as we gain skills, possibly more animals or land or resource, my sandwich is going to grow into being an ultimate sandwich. But the first thing I'm going to need for that sandwich is obviously the bread. And so I want to produce the wheat here on my land, where I will take those wheat berries and grind them into a flour. And either yeast may be one of those things that I can't produce here. I know you can do natural yeast. I'll look into that a little bit. Salt, I'll have to add that, and a few things. But I do want to produce that bread mostly all from scratch, really. It's for the base of my sandwich. It's probably going to be a quail sandwich to start with. I think I can do mayonnaise, having to bring in oil, of course. Be right back. Okay, antsy dogs. Okay. We'll wait just another minute here before we grind the flour. I'm going to drink some water. My voice is getting hoarse. All right. And my coffee. This is kind of what I really want to show, and I'm thinking people probably want to see too, is the actual grinding the flour. So I'll wait just a second until J. Mary Laststone comes back here. We'll look at the comments for a minute. Let's see. Oh, we got 9 people in here. Awesome. And so, there we go. I don't know if the Spice of Life family's still in here. If you're still in here, Spice of Life family, maybe you could type in your the TikTok and Instagram addresses here. I'm going to put those in the descriptions later. But if you're still in here, Spice of Life family, maybe you could put those URLs or whatever in there. You're back. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and grind this flour. Now, from what I understand, it can be labor intensive, which I actually like. But we'll do that. And so I'm going to leave it just on its medium coarseness that it came to. All right. That's grinding beautifully. We'll get a little bit more and I'll show you. Now the first 2 cups I'm not going to want to use. From everything I've researched and read, especially on the brand new grinder, the first 2-3 cups you want to throw out. They could have some little metal shavings or whatnot. I don't see any in here. Let's see, this brand of this thing, in case anyone wants to pick up this particular one, learning skills and knowledge is very important. Yeah, it is. So learning the skills and actually practicing them, learning them by doing them, by experiencing them, that is a big advocator I am of. And even though I can't do things to their max here, or the max I would like to push stuff, what I can do is learn skills, and I think that's far more important. You don't do things like they used to and forgotten basic skills. Yeah, yes, I want to do things the old school way. All right, so let's get some more of this done. I'm going to show this here. So I don't know if you can see that. I'm waiting for my camera to... This is really fine. This is a really nice flour. It's a beautiful wheat flour, and that wasn't hard at all. And so I'm going to be doing a video this week, and it is one I will put out, where I'm going to take this wheat berries and grind it, and we're actually going to make a loaf of bread. And using the eggs from the backyard homestead here and some other things. But yeah, look, that was the first time I've ground wheat. I, to be honest, bought the bags from the store and didn't really know how they produced it. And so I'm excited this spring, probably about March or so, when my wheat hopefully pops up, and if I can get it to grow right, I'm really excited to harvest my own, to separate the chaff from the wheat berry, and then to do my own wheat. Now this came from, let me see, I think it says on the thing there. Can you make it less fine? You can, yeah. So this one here, let's see. A lot can be done. So on even a half acre. Yeah, we're actually on slightly, we're on a little over a fifth of an acre, almost a quarter acre lot. And so I really think we're pushing this piece of acre, or this piece of land, really to its max. We are growing so many things. We have a huge garden. I have quail, I have chicken, we have a back garden. I'm going to be putting in a tank for tilapia at some point is the plan. Building a small little outbuilding for my wife to work from. We're possible root cellar. I got a couple things going on. So yeah, you can. You really can. Looks so cool. Hey, Spice of Life is back on. Awesome. Hey, Spice of Life family, if you can, try and post those, your TikTok and your Instagram thing here. Is it adjustable? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's talk about that. It is adjustable. And you can do corn, all the way flaxseed, rice, all these things. So let me unscrew this. Well, I'm just gonna, we'll unscrew this and let me show you how it's adjustable. It's gonna make great bread, I really think. So that, I just had it on its middle setting. This is just how it came. So I hadn't adjusted it at all to make the flour here. But I don't know how well you can see, but this way is for coarse and this way is for finer. So why don't we go ahead and experiment with that. I'm going to go pretty coarse, and we'll do a coarse, and then we're going to go really fine and do a really fine. So let's get this going. And although I'm going to be throwing this away, because it may have metal shavings, so it's not going to compost or anything, the first 2 cups, possibly 3, I'm not going to use. So I'm just going to throw that away, and then we'll do these other grinds. All right. It is adjustable. I can make it less fine, so let's try some of that. Alright, so we got our bowl there. Let's put a few more in here. And let's see, let's go ahead and we'll make it coarse. So real coarse grind, I guess if you wanted to do like a coarser cornmeal or something like that. The blades are metal in this one. This is something I want to talk about actually. So I looked into, ideally I want stone blades. I really didn't like the idea of having the metal blade in here. The ones with the stone blades, you're going to spend at least $300. So if you have the money to do that, or you're going to be making this all the time, I suggest those. There are actually some ones you can kind of make DIY, which I love, and that's possibly something in my future that you can make, and it's a really old school stone grinding one with the round part that goes on top, and you move it around. They would use animals to do it. I'm going to build one of those, so I'm glad you said something. Anyways, and so this one does have metal blades. This is really my emergency one, so I'm turning it really coarse here. So let's do some of that. You could do cornbread, cornmeal. We did get some good corn this year. So I didn't turn it all the way, I guess. Oh, okay, it's definitely coarser, so it's more of a grit. It kind of, definitely feels like that. Let's see, we'll probably do it a little coarser. And I don't see any metal shavings or anything at all. Some people, there's a little coarser even. I know I've read some things about that, and that was one of my concerns. I don't see any of that in here. I'm thinking a lot of it's going to do with how you clean it, care for it, and operate it. I'm going to try really fine now. So let's turn this really fine. Let's see. Just for grains, or can you do other stuff? I don't know about veggies. That's a good question. I've been doing so. I've been powdering a lot of things, and so when excess zucchinis or tomatoes or things are getting really shriveled up and kind of going bad, some go in the compost. If it's moldy or anything, it goes in the trash. Some go to the chickens, but I've also been drying them when they're not really wanted, and then pulverizing it into a powder, so you can add like zucchini powder, tomato powder, things to different foods, sneak in some vegetables. So the box says here, flaxseed, rice, wheat, coffee, beans, so I guess vegetables, you could do vegetables, corn. So with this one, as I understand, you want to do more dry ingredients. You don't want to do the wet ingredients because it can clog it up from some of the reviews I've read. Oh, have a good night, y'all. Unfortunately, I need to go to bed fighting a bug. I'm so sorry about that. Thank you so much for joining there, Psych86. I really appreciate you coming in and supporting. That's awesome. So yeah, no, I hope you get over what you're fighting, and you have a good evening there, man. All right, so I'm going to do this really fine. And I'm going to do it for a second here, because I want to see. I don't feel any burn at all. So we'll see. All right, people are wishing Psych86 good night and to feel better. That's awesome. That's definitely the community I want to build here on my channel. All right, so we got a little bit in here. Let's see. So we have, let's get a thing here. And I can show you how hard this is. I mean, I'm doing it with one hand here and holding the camera. I did read complaints that this can get really tiring if you're doing enough for a whole loaf. Now in most, let me set this down again. In most of the bread recipes I do for a loaf, I use about 4 to 4.5 cups. So let me do this for a minute. I just want to see what a cup is going to look like. It's really hot in here. I'm sweating not because of hard work. It is hot, and I shut these windows. And you know, I actually think I'm going to open it again. Just because it's hot. This den room really heats up. Okay. It looks like I probably got about a cup there. I don't have a measure. That's a good amount. That took me, you know, just a minute to do. It is so nice and fine. I'm going to taste it. Tastes like flour. It's not gritty at all. That's good. Part of doing this too is, you know, in the flours you buy, even a lot of times they're bleached. The wheat is sprayed with different chemicals to prevent bugs or kill bugs or prevent rot and stuff like that. And so those chemicals get into the food you eat and into the breads and things. And over time that can build up. That is a concern of mine. I don't know if it's a concern of anyone else's. But back to where I got this. Let's see. So this comes from Washington. And it is grown all organically. And I actually looked into where this came from just a little bit. And they don't use any pesticides or anything like that. I haven't been able to get quite as much. It does look like they've had a little bit of a supply chain issue. But I have a bunch stored up. So anyways, no chemicals have been used on this. And when I do my wheat and grow it, no chemicals will be used on that either. We do seek to do everything naturally here. That is for two reasons, well, a couple reasons. One, of course, we don't want to eat that stuff. If we're going to take all the time and effort into growing it, why not be doing it the best we can? So, pasta, yep, we could do pastas. And so we want to eat and do it the best way we can. Another reason, too, we don't use chemicals is I strive to do everything here. The skills I develop and learn, I want to be able to do if I was off-grid or if I didn't have all the luxuries and things that I'm used to, thus having the hand crank and stuff. And so those chemicals you have to be able to buy. You have to be able to source from somewhere. And I don't want to rely on that. And so I want to be able to make my own chemicals, like to keep away bugs, making, you know, vinegar, and which I have made my own vinegar, which is easy to do. Oh, that reminds me, CDB had a comment on here. I guess I'll just take this to the chat real quick. I have a Kenwood chef that grinds anything, but needs to get wet for when the electric goes out. I'll have to look into that. I'm not really sure what that is. Handmade pasta with a fine grind, yeah. I made handmade pasta once before. Raviolis, and that was a pain. I'm going to do it again, though. But anyway, so we made the vinegar, mixing that with peppermint. We've grown a lot of peppermint this year, so another project is going to be to extract those oils, mix that, and use that for bug sprays and things. We want to do it all naturally and things we can source. That's one of the huge reasons. This is the Quail Shack chat. That I decided to go with Quail was chickens. Without having a rooster, I still have to source eggs to get more chickens. With the Quail, I can have those roosters. They're not very loud or anything, and so I can continue that process as long as I'm incubating those eggs. I don't need an outside source. You gave up chemicals years before moving to a homestead. You know, we're on that journey to do that. I am trying to get much healthier. I have a testimony for another video, but part of that was my health. I've had some major surgery and had a lot of my intestines removed and stuff, and had some extreme dietary problems. And having those problems is actually really what was a catalyst in driving me back to the Lord, and a lot of that was done through food and through the things I eat. And that is a video for another time, because that is loaded. There's a whole lot there. But yeah, giving up the preservatives, giving up the chemicals and the way they make things, just fake food, is something I want to move towards. I'm most certainly not there. I still have fast food crutch and things like that, of course. But that is something I do seek to get away from. And the more time that we spend here at the house, at the urban homestead, in the yard, in the garden, the more natural things we eat. You know, it fills me with so much joy when I see my wife and my son run out to the garden and grabbing basil and tomatoes off the vine and eating them. And my son ran out the other day and he says, "Oh, my favorite grapes," and he runs past me and he gets some of the muscadines and he's eating those. And knowing that those are healthy, that nothing's been put on them, that I know everything that's gone into them, that makes me happy. And being able to see that definitely encourages me towards this life too. So, you know, you've encouraged me in some of your videos too in Renegade Black Sheep Homestead there. That's where I want to get, is where you're at. And so much more. And so that's awesome. That really is. I got a still for oil extraction, and it takes a lot of product for a little end result. Okay. Yeah, I had heard that. I'm actually looking at a still, and we've been wanting to do that. So you need a lot. How much is a lot? So would it be like a couple pounds of something to get a little bit of oil, or I guess that's going to be something I'm just going to have to mess with myself. I don't know. Do you have a video there, Renegade, on your distilling, your making oils? That's something I need to look into more. Got rid of aluminum pots and pans. Okay. That's something I've been thinking about too, is the aluminum. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but all right. Yeah, eventually I'd like to go to, you know, really all natural. Cast iron I'm really liking a whole lot more. And so those are some things I most certainly want to do. I'll set those over here. You know, this flour actually is really tasty. And that sounds weird probably, but it tastes good. I like it. All right. Well, awesome. Those were really the things I wanted to show. Some going-ons and some talking and shout-outs to channels. Now I'm just going to hop in the chat over here with you guys a little bit more, and I'd see what's going on with you some more. Does Solo like it? Let's find out. Good question. Is he still in here? He escaped. Let me go get him. I probably locked my buddy out. Solo. Come on. Okay. The ultimate test. Now, Solo is a funny dog. With the door shut. Air conditioner doesn't want my door to shut. There we go. Okay. Solo's a funny dog. He'll go through the garden. He'll pick carrots for himself. He'll steal eggs. He will eat beets and tomatoes And Solo loves vegetables. He steals from the garden. Come on. And all right. So if you haven't seen this before, this is my puppy Solo. Oh, and I'm looking at the camera. You guys got to excuse all my mess. Anyways, this is Solo, my buddy. He's my favorite animal here on the homestead. His job's to alert us when people are around, and he does it very well, as annoying as it can be. Solo, this is some of my flour. What do you think? Solo approved. It's Solo approved flour. All right. Come on, buddy. Thanks for staying high. Let's see. Fresh flour should taste good. It does. It tastes great. I mean, I could cook it up like that. Nice doggy, thanks. He's my little buddy there. He is. All right. So let's see. We've been on for almost an hour now. That's the longest live stream. I'm definitely feeling a more comfortable and natural. That is good. There we go. We'll just turn that a little bit. So I'll show some of these things behind me just because they're here. It's a lot. I don't do videos. Yeah, it is. It's a ton. Some of these creators, I don't know how they do it. I've been trying to do the homestead here, the urban homestead. I work a full-time job. We both do, and have the kids, and all the going-ons with them. It keeps us busy. So these live streams are awesome, I guess. So I'll show a few things I got back here, just because I think they're neat. This is my wife's salsa I showed earlier. Absolutely delicious. I love her salsa. And some of our onion. Here's a picture I got. A buddy of mine did that I think is really funny. And so I'll show that. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. This isn't my wife's salsa. This is my son's salsa. My oldest son made this salsa. His first time doing that, and he didn't can it with me, but he made it, and next time he's going to can it with me too. And my sign there. Let's see, we got the 100 subs. And that was a milestone I actually never thought I was going to hit. I never thought 100 people would subscribe to me. And a funny thing is right before I hit the 100 subs, I started getting these weird emails saying, hey, pay $50 and we'll give you 1,000 subscribers and this and that. And I'm not going to do anything like that. My end game here isn't subscribers. Of course, it would be nice and stuff. And I appreciate everyone enjoy it, but I really just want to share and have a good community and hopefully spread some knowledge and some encouragement. So I got that. I don't know if you can see back here my wife's Darth Vader on the unicorn. We have our little family sign. I just threw up a couple things over here as I was cleaning up since we weren't going to be in the quail shack. This is a knife I got from my mom. Let's see if we can show that. So I love this knife. It just says Awesome Son Matthew Atkins. I guess there's my full name. And what else is over here? Oh, some of my Papa Pepper stickers. I talk about Papa Pepper a lot, and actually he popped in the stream, which I think is awesome. I don't know if you're still here, but just because his channel really encourages me, he himself has really encouraged me, and I truly believe in the things he's doing. I think that my family has benefited from him and my kids, whether it be from videos and things I've learned and tried to implement, or just from the vegetables and things we grow. So that's why you'll see me talk about him a lot. Hey, Nick's here from Arizona Highland Homestead. Hey, Nick, how you doing? So it's good to see Nick. I know he's got some good news I'm not going to share here. He shared on his last stream, but really gave me some hope, and I'm so excited for you, Nick. I think that's awesome, the going-ons you got there. Good to see you. I don't know how long you've been in here. We ground up some wheat berries tonight, and we're going to be making some bread in this video to come, anyone just joining. And so let's see what else we got. We got more than one cook in the family. Oh, we do. Everyone loves to cook, and so that's nice. Some cold coffee. Doing great, Matt. Just harvested 5 more quail today. Meat in the freezer. Hey, that's awesome, Nick. So you've actually surpassed me, I think, in the quail a little bit here, which I think is awesome. So I know Nick has harvested his own eggs from his chickens or from his quail that he raised. he has incubated those eggs, and then I believe hatched those out as well. Everyone here is from Arizona. You're from Arkansas. Oh, hey, cool. A lot of people on my stream, yeah, they are from Arizona. Arkansas, I would love to visit. That is somewhere I'm thinking about possibly landing. Especially the smallest kiddo. He thinks he's Gordon Ramsay. That's my kiddo. Yeah, so Spice of Life Family, that's my wife's channel. I don't know if anyone sees, but he is. He loves to cook, and I do encourage that. You know, food is important. It's something we need to survive. It's also something we think about all throughout the day, really, and you don't understand that until you try and go without it or try and go on a diet or alter that. You really realize then how much you think about food. And so for another video, but that is an excellent thing to tie stuff to and an excellent avenue to seek things. For me, that was digging into the Lord, and he actually talks about that, and I think it's partly for that reason, as well as many others. You know, I'm glad I actually got my camera in landscape mode tonight without a fight. So, all right, yeah. So it's awesome. Anyways, I was talking about Nick, and so Nick over at Arizona Highland Homestead there, I think you hatched out that quail too. You hatched them out, I believe. So you're ahead of me. I actually haven't hatched out my eggs here yet, and haven't harvested more in a little bit. So my next video, and this I'll take, I guess, here to the chat. We got 8 people in here. You don't like the taste of quail. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to like the taste of quail. I happen to like it. My family was really nervous when they tried it. But I think the important thing is to find out what works for you, whether that be chicken or different things. I know I really like lamb, but I believe my family didn't care for that quite as much. We're not used to gamey food here, really, so I don't come from a hunting family or anything like that. Excuse me. Right mouth there. I don't come from a hunting family or stuff. We've kind of been city folk. Just something I'm trying to break from. And so we don't have a lot of gamey food there. Arkansas has diamonds. What? Well, I think I'm going to visit, and then now I know how to buy my homestead. You did. We harvested our original quail. We hatched. Since we now have younger ones to replace them. You have surpassed me, Nick. I'm learning from you now. I'm going to have to ask some questions from you. No, that's awesome, man. I've put off hatching more quail. My wife's been pushing me to it. I want to take that to the quail shack and be able to operate everything from there. So I'm actually I'm tinkering with the incubator and things so I can get that to work on the solar system. I want the incubator and brooder and quail shack to run off solar and off grid. And so that's what I'm fighting to do. Hey, so my wife, she's saying hi to Arizona Highland, to Nick over there too, it looks like. Oh, she's saying wow about the quail. Yeah. So my wife, Spice Life Family there, she's been pushing me. I actually didn't think she would be so on board, but she's been pushing me to incubate more of these quail and get them going. Now you kill, I can gut it. I worked in a chicken plant years ago and got lots of chicken processing plants. Oh, okay. Yeah, it took me a little bit. So again, I was saying I'm not from a hunting family and actually haven't been hunting. I've done fishing. That is a goal of mine, is to get out and get hunting. So anyone want to take me? Just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but I want to learn that. But what I did, I had to start somewhere. And so that was going to be with some animal husbandry. So we started with the chickens, and then with some butchering as well. I don't want to kill my chickens right away because they're not meat birds and they're still giving us eggs. And so I decided to start with quail, and I'm learning how to butcher those. And I really don't like it, truth be told. And so I'm trying to get myself a little more comfortable with that so I can be processing bigger game. Quail and lamb can taste gamey if they aren't butchered right away. Domestically raised quail tastes much different than wild quail. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I've never had wild quail. People tell me all the time that they see wild quail running around all over the place, and I guess I just haven't been looking. Look up Arkansas Diamond Mines, J. Mary Laststone says. I'm going to look that up tonight. And I'm going to come out there and I'm going to collect some of those diamonds, and I'm going to buy some land next to you, if that's okay. That's That sounds great. I'm gonna look that up. No, but you that encourages me, Nick. That's awesome. And so I'm curious. Are you going to be doing more of those animals here in the near future? Are you planning on? I know you were wanting to do goats, I believe it was, or was it sheep? It was sheep. You have a couple diamonds you found. Wow. Why have I never heard of these things? That's awesome. Man, my voice is starting to go, it feels like. I have a fan blowing right on me here. That might have something to do with it. Okay. That's really cool. Arizona Highland, J. Mary's last one says, so true. I don't like goat or lamb, and I think it has to do with what they eat. Had wild turkey, and you didn't like that either. Okay. Well, these are some of the things I have not had. It's going to be sheep. Sheep Central eventually, Nick says. That's awesome. I would love sheep. I want to do sheep. I do want to do a couple goats, even though I know a lot of people say don't do those. I actually want to do some Highland cattle. That's more so where I want to head, I think, is with lots of chickens and Highland cattle. But, oh man, I'm so excited for you over there and new adventures and things you'll have coming on. You're going to have a lot of work doing that. And so I know my wife's in here too, and I know I told you, Nick, but I'm going to say it here too. If you need some help, with any big projects out there, maybe I could come give you a hand doing something. I don't know what that would be, but I do want to offer my hand there. So let's see. Well, I've been a little over an hour. I'm not going to be on too much longer here. It is late. For now, this time has been working for me, but I do know it is late. I may be reworking my time. That is something I'm thinking about. So we may do this on a different day at a different time. Now that I'm feeling a little more comfortable getting on and doing these chats. And so we're probably going to pick that. Night, all great chat. Okay, good night, Spice of Life family. You have a good one. We're going to be wrapping this up anyways. So thank you everyone that came, that joined. It was awesome discussing the things we did. My first time grinding wheat berries, so that was awesome. If you missed that, you'll have to recap and watch that. People are all saying good night. CDB's, they're saying good night. So I'm going to find a better time. Oh, let's go real quick here before I end. I did want to throw this at the chat. I said a couple times. Pray before calling and give thanks to the food and animal it provides. It helps. I am so glad you said that. So the next calling we do, I'm going to do with my youngest son. And something I do every time is I pray beforehand that God calms the creature and that it goes as quickly as possible. I also then pray afterwards, thanking him for that and that we use all of that. Hey, awesome, Nick just joined Spice of Life family. And so I do. I pray, and that's something I want to instill. And it does. It helps. It helps me and as well. Okay, so I'm going to throw this out in the poll before we hop off. The next video, I'm either going to be doing showing a SCOBY and doing kombucha making, or possibly, what was the other one? Or we were going to be doing making the bread, or as a third option, possibly going to be talking about different things you may encounter with birds, with the quails, like bumblefoot and some stuff like that, the cage bottoms you use and stuff. So I don't know if anyone out there would like to see any of those. Is anyone interested in seeing a kombucha video, or what that is, why I promote that in probiotics? Great Point Renegade Black Sheep Homestead. I did that today as well. Yeah, I know Nick's a praying man too. That's awesome. Yes, prayer, prayer, prayer. Some people say, prayer and action. You need both. Option 3, you want to learn more about the birds. Okay, so actually that's one I'm excited to kind of do. I don't know a whole lot about that. I am learning a lot, but that's something I wanted to talk about and explore on the channel with some people as well. And so I wanted to talk about cage bottoms with bumblefoot and some different things like that. And that's what everyone else wants as well. Okay, well, I'm going to have some research this week to do as well as that. I know CDB was talking about helping me with that one, so I'm hoping she can, we can get together and she can give me some resource there. I am losing my voice. It sounds like I am sunburnt, as this is the longest I'm inside probably all day. I love being outdoors. Giving thanks and gratitude for the food is important. That is an important step. I agree. Let's learn together. Okay, we'll learn together. Great topic. We'll do that then. We'll set that up for next week. Until I do change the time, we're still planning on 8:45 Mountain Time for next week, and so I will be back on again. I appreciate everyone that joined. It means more to me than you know. This is an amazing community, and I do enjoy the fellowship here the most. And so it's great to see everyone still in here. Thank you for all the chat and good stuff. Definitely thanks, Nick, for reminding everyone. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. Until then, I'm Matt here with Grafted Branch Homestead. Stay strong and do those things. We'll see you next time.